friends. I'm back in the virtual room, joined by Natalie Semotiuk. Natalie, welcome back.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
So Natalie, offline, I was saying that I've known you from a very special project, the Toronto Ukrainian Film Festival, but you're also somebody who works in the film and television industry.
Mhm.
But for folks today, we're going to be highlighting, as I mentioned, TUFF, the Toronto Ukrainian Film Festival. It is going into its third year, correct?
Yes. Yes, that's
Um,
correct.
so that's a big deal. It started sort of in terms of responding to an urgent need of showcasing voices from Ukraine, and it's actually quite evolved now. So tell us a little bit about the festival and where it's at.
Yeah, it was originally founded by our founder Roman Lysiak in response to the full-scale Russian invasion. And it was a way to really just highlight extraordinary talents that were coming from Ukraine, and as a way to be kind of a cultural forefront and a front line for the world to really see these as extraordinary filmmakers who are making films in unbelievable odds
Mhm.
as a way to tell stories of Ukrainian's history, culture, but also just to showcase that a war is not slowing these filmmakers down, that they're still
Mhm.
creating extraordinary stories. And some of the films that we've got in the film festival this year have, screened at Cannes, at TIFF, at major film festivals all around the world. And so it's such an honor to be able to host their work this year. And to your point, we have really expanded in the past couple of years. This year, we're really excited to showcase our inaugural shorts program. We're doing a shorts program for the first time, which is very exciting. And along with that, we're also doing our first industry panel, which is just so exciting. And we're very, very stoked to host people from the film industry to also come and be a part of the festival. So it's just been this festival is admittedly very like near and dear to my heart because I'm, of course, Ukrainian by background, but it's also um, it's a form of cultural protest, and I truly think that there's no better way to support the cause than to support the artists that are really putting their lives at stake in order to put these stories forward. So it's just such an honor to be a part of it. And I know the team is working so hard to put together and have put together such a stellar program this year.
Yes.
So that it's just the fact that it's almost here, like we start on Thursdays, our opening night, is just so exciting that we can't wait for everybody to come and see it.
I agree. And I totally echo what you're saying around supporting the artists in difficult and sometimes not so difficult time, but maybe more so in current climate. So thank you for giving me that context. And also, I think it's important to know that here, Toronto is a huge place with one of the largest diaspora in terms of Ukrainian heritage. So it's nice to be able to support. I have a tie to the community because it's one of the first groups that welcomed me when I moved to Canada.
Oh
So
my God, I love that.
yeah,
That's so
yes,
sweet.
anecdotally, one of my first English classes was at the Ukrainian community, the hall, is it a Christie Place?
Yes, yes, of course. Oh my gosh, that
Yeah,
makes me so
so
happy
I
to
often
hear
tell people that I'm like the first group of people I hung out with were some cool Ukrainian folks.
that. Listen, we are a welcoming bunch. Like we
Yes,
may seem
but
intimidating,
you
but
know
I
that
promise.
Ukrainians
Yeah.
unite.
They'll both feed you and show you a good time.
A
Like
hundred
that's a
percent.
guarantee.
Yeah, so not, I mean, that's not to say, that's the only reason I support, but I think it's important that the lineup this year looks so strong. And like you said, they are working under some stressful conditions, but they're also telling some really important stories. And
Mhm.
I like that the festival is now, so it's 4 days, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it starts this week, April 16, and it runs till the weekend.
yeah.
And it's a mix of documentaries and features. So what can you tell us a little bit about the feature films?
Yeah, so it's, we try and really do a mix of course, these groundbreaking docs that are going on in the front lines, and also some really exciting features of happening or of films that are done by filmmakers that are really telling intricate, psychologically thrilling, emotional films with really, really interesting characters.
Mhm.
Um, and so there's a little bit of something for everyone, really depending on, if you like more of a straight narrative feature, then I would suggest checking out The Fatigued. It's an emotional drama that's got um, a lot of heart behind it, and it goes into, the relationships, but also how PTSD and trauma can be something that can get in the way, but also bring people together. If you're into like really visual films, Militant Tropos, which is a screening on Saturday, is beautifully a lot of landscapes, a lot of stunning visuals. But truly, like, if you're looking for something that's a little bit of everything, I would recommend coming to check out the shorts program because you do get a little taste of a bunch of different styles and a lot of interesting, from the really experimental to the really like heartfelt. You'll get a little taste of everything. That and the benefit is then you get to stay for our industry panel, which is happening this
Okay.
Saturday afternoon. And so we've got Jen Pogue, who's from the Canadian Film Festival, Karen Morissette, who's from the Fantasia Film Festival, Jen Kuzmic, who's from the Banff Media and Playback, and of course our own beloved Ukrainian Canadian filmmaker Ryan Boyko, who are going to be talking more about industry themes and things that are going on in the film industry as well. So if you're looking for more of the cinephile experience, we definitely have a bunch of films for you to check out. If you are someone who's working in film and wants to get a little bit more of that filmmaker connection and conversation, come out to any of our panels that are going on.
Yes.
And of course, I do want to highlight our opening night
Yes,
speaker.
please.
Michael Batsurkiov, he is a former journalist and a global affairs analyst. He's been working on the ground in Ukraine for certainly since the full-scale invasion.
Mhm.
But he has also been reporting. I saw a post recently. He was talking about the Strait of Hormuz. So he's very much got a finger on the pulse in terms of world circumstances and politics. So we're going to have a fireside chat where we kind of talk about what's going on, from the front lines to the headlines and the responsibility of media in a time where trust has really been eroded, certainly for legacy media to have a really frank conversation to talk about how important it is for independent journalists who are on the front lines to really be able to tell the story of what they're seeing.
Mhm.
And for all of us, just in a time when it's been a little tense, just to have a conversation that can really elevate that aspect of wanting to communicate with one another, and of course with anyone who's dealing with within a conflict zone right now.
I think so, and I'm glad you mentioned that because even though it is a film festival that is it's specific to our diaspora, it doesn't mean it's not universal in some of the stories that we're going to see
Totally.
on
Absolutely.
screen. And this
Yeah.
conversation seems so very timely, so it's kind of nice to be able to open that up to
Yeah.
public audiences too.
And that's something I think I really love about TUFF. Like I used to work for TIFF, so I've got a film festival background, but
Yeah.
something that's really unique about TUFF is while film is like the heartbeat and through line of all of it, like we would not be here without film, and we're all lovers of film, which is why we're there. We really do want to bring together a community, for the Ukrainian community, but also for the greater community at large. To your point, like the things that are happening are not happening in an echo chamber. They impact all of us, whether it's directly or secondary. So we really try and develop a program or, events where people can go and talk and listen to the things that are affecting them personally on a day to day. And
Mhm.
it's really exciting to be able to have those conversations within the context of film being the greater through line of everything, because there's such an extraordinary perspective that happens when you're going from the lens of film. Because it captures so many aspects of the human experience that to be able to have that kind of conversation with an audience, surrounding this extraordinary program of films, it's a really unique film festival that way. And we're just so excited to be able to have everybody come and enjoy it.
Yes, thank you. I echo everything you're saying. I also want to make sure that people understand that you also might have a couple of Q&As. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, of course. Like, what would a film festival be in it? So
Right.
we're very fortunate to have some of the filmmakers joining us live from Ukraine, which is to their credit, they're going to be tuning in at like after one
Odd
in the
hours, yeah.
morning for them. So they're going to be in Ukraine, but chatting with the audience and there to answer any questions that the audience might have. Particularly on Friday, we've got a film called Cuba in Alaska, which is about two medics working on the front line. The they've so graciously said that they're going to zoom in and do a Q&A live with us, along with the filmmaker and producer. We're so grateful to them, as well as the filmmaker, the producer and director of the film Fatigued, which is also on Friday. So if you want to come for a Q&A, Friday is your night. Both of those films are incredible, so I can't highlight them enough. But yeah, if you want to get a real inside scoop on what it's like to create a film in Ukraine right now, then Friday night is the night for you.
I think that's so interesting. And also, I'm wondering if you have any, because I know you're the festival and artist liaison. So I
Hmm.
wonder what you've noticed over the last couple of years in terms of feedback from the filmmakers and those involved in getting
Yeah.
films seen here.
Oh, totally. It's such that's such a good question because and I almost have to take a macro view of it.
Sure,
Because
sure.
just even from working in my experience of working at TIFF compared to a TUFF or other festivals that I've worked with, um, there is a tendency, or something that we don't necessarily take into account is the dream is for any filmmaker is to make it into like the big film festival.
Sure.
That's the dream. You
Mhm.
assume, like, oh, that is like a sign of legitimacy. And I don't want to lie, it is.
Sure.
But sometimes what happens with those bigger film festivals is your film can kind of get lost. It's so big. There's so many things going on at once. There's so many huge films and A-star casts doing the red carpets and things. So if you are a smaller film or a documentary often with a smaller footprint, then sometimes you just don't have as much impact because you may not be reaching the audience that really like you may get a microcosm of the audience that you want, but sometimes what happens is you just get drowned out by all the noise.
Mhm.
And so what's really unique about we may be small, but we are mighty.
Mhm.
The thing is, you know that everyone who's coming to see these films really care. They're
Mhm.
there for the story, they're there for the message, they're there for the filmmakers, and the the thing that you can feel good about when you're attending the Toronto Ukrainian Film Festival is that you know that the ticket you purchase goes directly to help support humanitarian aid on the ground in Ukraine. And it's not many film festivals. There are a few, but it's not many film festivals that can say that.
For
And
sure.
so, but to your point of the feedback that we've gotten, uh, I I can only speak so earnestly in that the filmmakers that have had a chance to be a part of it have always spoken so genuinely how moved they were with the audience
Mhm.
that they were able to interact with their film being
Right.
seen at the Toronto Ukrainian Film Festival. Certainly, like I think about Brendan Bellamo last year, who was the Oscar nominated director of Porcelain War.
Yeah.
He could not say enough about how grateful he was to be a part of the film festival and just how moved he was from the Q&A experience that he had. And so it's just such a genuine conversation. The people who are there really want to be there and they care about the message. And it's an extraordinary thing to be a part of. And it only continues to grow more and more in that vein, like the longer we go on. So we hope it certainly is that way this year.
Yeah.
We're excited for people to see, and I think that they will certainly feel it. And I do want to say we do have this is an exclusive. This is an
Ooh.
exclusive. So, breaking news. So we're just going to announce that we're going to be adding one more panel to our closing night film.
Oh,
We're
amazing.
going to be speaking with two rock star female filmmakers, Ukrainian filmmakers, who are going to be joining us to have a conversation about making films within the diaspora, within, certainly the changing industry, but also um, what it's like to be a female Ukrainian filmmaker trying to make it work in Canada and from Ukraine as well. So it's a really exciting addition to our closing night film.
That's exciting. It's also the cross dialogue, right? In
Yeah.
terms of here
Yeah,
versus there on the ground.
absolutely.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for that exclusive. We're going to definitely
My
make sure
pleasure.
it's highlighted.
My
But yeah,
pleasure.
thank you for that honest feedback because I do think that that ends up happening in a city like Toronto. We were saying before we started how this week is a very busy week, we're
So busy.
starting with festival season, it's already underway. So
Yes,
it's a busy week here in Toronto, especially, but it's such a testament of the audiences that love cinema. And
absolutely.
I will
Absolutely.
say that in speaking with filmmakers alike, I've also heard similar sentiments of how grateful they are to be in a festival in the
Mhm.
city because they know the city is renowned for its audiences.
Oh,
Love
Toronto is a city that loves movies. That's an indisputable fact. Like we all
it.
do. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm glad that we're supporting the cause in different ways. And I also think for me as well, as much as I do like the buzz of bigger festivals, I like the smaller festivals because I also get to be kind of included in community when
Yeah.
sometimes I don't always have that opportunity in a bigger festival. And it's nice
I
to be able to immerse yourself. Yeah.
I love that you said that because it's so true. Like it's just such a feeling. The smaller festivals really do have that feeling of community, and it's so essential. Like whether you're a film lover or not, you feel
Mhm.
included, and that's so true. It's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so definitely we want to make sure the whole point here, folks, is for you to come and show up.
Yes.
So I don't want to make sure I don't forget to say that is tough. April 16th to the 19th
Yes.
at the Royal Cinema here in Toronto. I'll
Yes.
put the link so people know where to go and kind of look for details and tickets.
Perfect.
But anything else that you want to leave folks with in terms of an invitation and kind of
Totally. It is the Toronto Ukrainian Film Festival, but that doesn't mean it's just for Ukrainians. We love to encourage anyone of any community. This is a Canadian film festival, and we know Canada is a very diverse country with so many communities, and it does not matter what community you're from, you will find something to vibe with this film festival. So if you are Ukrainian, bring a non-Ukrainian friend. If you are not Ukrainian, welcome. We'd love to show you some movies. Like, please come out and check us out. But we're so grateful for everyone who comes out. And to you, Heidi, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Of course, I always appreciate connecting with you as well.
Always, always the
Thank
best.
you.